Okay. I, now I've just got to add a few very random thoughts. Um, First of all, when you own a car, you have to go in for an oil change every 6 months, every year, or whatever the your schedule happens to be. So, is not CCSVI like getting an oil change? If the veins collapse again, hey, go in for another oil change. That's what I'm thinking anyway. Um, we need to stop being polite. I know Canadians are very polite, but we really need to stop being polite and quiet Canadians, and we need to get our raise our voices a little bit. Also, I've noticed that there's been all kinds of studies, um, studies and studies and studies, and they're really not out to prove anything. There's all kinds of money being spent, but it's not there to prove anything. It seems there to disprove a lot of things. There's more iron in the brains of people with MS. Blocked veins hinder the release of iron from the brain. Why do we not allow a procedure just to help that situation? We all know that there is that procedure, but why is it not permitted, especially in Canada? It seems that the common improvement of everyone that's gone through the CCSI or liberation procedure is a reduction in their fatigue. It must be a neurointerventional radiologist in the field of venous disease that reads any MRV test results. Only they are trained to see what is necessary. To get things in place for treatment, now it could be as fast as 2 years, and the research will probably take 10 years, maybe 15 years. I don't have that kind of time. So I'm doing other things. A doctor in Ireland has said that the jugulars could be safely removed. Jugulars in the veins could be safely removed because the blood would find other ways of getting back to the heart. I don't think that he really is a good resource. That's just one opinion, and I believe it's the wrong opinion. Here's a good quote from some reading I've done. Imagine that you were wrongfully imprisoned, and you were put into a cell that is slowly shrinking every day. And then someone outside the cell comes along and says that they have the key to your cell, and that might be able to get you out. And then someone else comes along and says you cannot get out because the key is likely not the right key and may not work. Wouldn't you want to try that key anyway? But they're saying we can't. This is a message that so many MS patients across Canada and the world want to spread. That the choice of treatments to try should rest in the hands of the people who are suffering. It's hard to sit back and respect the prevailing opinions of the medical world, especially when agencies sworn to help and support these people seem to be willfully ignorant and greedy, an assumption that is being made by many. How can we not believe that it is the money generated by MS in general that is the biggest consideration in blocking access to this treatment. I feel like a vampire. I can only take temperatures of 70 to 75 degrees Fahrenheit, and you can convert that into Celsius too. But hey, I'm speaking to people all over the world, and Fahrenheit's the more accepted way, I think. Maybe Celsius is, I don't know. Bottom line is, I can't take the sun. Even though vitamin D is good for me, I feel like one of those Anne Rice characters. I might burst into a flame, or at least become a wet, soggy, and limp dish rag if I spend any time in the sun. In the late spring and the entire summer, I am prisoner in my air-conditioned home, held hostage by the sun's heat. We're all on a long road, but one day, hopefully soon, I want to be going uphill, not down, which I currently am. If something happened to your pipes, and your pipes got clogged up, would you call an electrician, a neurologist? No. You would call a plumber, a vascular surgeon. Why are MSers blocked from proper services? Here's another noteworthy quote. I'm a cardiovascular surgeon. I fix blood flow. It's like likening his work. This is Dr. Sandy McDonald. He's likening his work to that of a plumber. I want to fix when I see a serious plumbing problem, I want to fix it. When I see the whole house is suffering, I want to fix the pipes. I can do that without harming the wiring in any way. So I do not see why we condemn the family to misery while we wait for an electrician to give his permission. Again, that's Dr. Sandy McDonald. He's in Barrie, Ontario. And right now he's prevented from doing any surgery, even though he wants to. But he is allowed to do the analysis to see if you do have a problem. I actually think that most neurologists are doing a good job and care about their patients. This solution, CCSVI, requires us to think outside of the box. I live in that box and want to get out, so it might be easier for myself and other MSers to think that way. Did everyone know that the accepted treatment for idiopathic intracranial hypertension is venous angioplasty and stenting? That causes headaches, that idiopathic intracranial hypertension. And again, that's solution is venous angioplasty and stenting. It's a completely accepted procedure, unless, of course, you have MS. I'm still very positive, but I think people need to assess carefully what they're letting themselves in for, and be very careful about your expectations. If you are even a very minor rebel like myself, the decision will be easy. The government of Canada and the government of the US are pouring millions into CCSVI funding. However,